There is a kind of power the world rarely talks about. Not the power of loud voices, not the power of arguments, not the power of proving you're right, but the power of silence. Because sometimes, the moment you stop reacting, your life begins to change. This is not just a story, it is a mirror. And if you listen closely, it may change the way you see yourself forever. Once upon a time, there lived a man named Andre. Andre was not weak, he was not foolish, but he was tired. Tired of misunderstandings, tired of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, tired of watching words, spoken in seconds, destroy relationships that took years to build. Andre lived in a noisy world. People spoke over one another. Arguments were constant, opinions were weapons. Everyone wanted to be heard, but no one wanted to understand, and Andre was no different. When criticized, he defended himself. When challenged, he reacted. When hurt, he spoke from emotion instead of wisdom, and every time, he paid the price. One careless sentence cost him a friendship. Another moment of anger cost him respect. Words spoken without thought followed him like shadows he could not outrun. He would replay conversations late at night, whispering to himself, "If only I had stayed quiet. If only I had paused. If only I had chosen silence." But regret is loud in the mind and quiet in action, until one day, everything collapsed. Not in a dramatic way, not with chaos or destruction, but in silence. A silence that followed a moment he could not take back, and for the first time in his life, Andre had nothing left to say. That night, Andre sat alone. No phone, no distractions, no voices telling him what to think, just silence. At first, it felt uncomfortable, almost frightening. His thoughts grew louder. His fears surfaced. His regrets knocked on the door of his mind. But then, something unexpected happened. The noise began to fade, and beneath it, Andre heard something new. Himself. Not the version shaped by opinions, not the version driven by ego, but his true inner voice, calm, honest, and wise. And in that quiet moment, he realized something powerful. Every mistake I made began with a reaction. From that day on, Andre made a decision, not to stop speaking, but to stop reacting. He chose silence, not as weakness, but as strength. When criticized, he paused. When provoked, he breathed. When emotions rose, he waited. And something remarkable happened. People began to change around him. Arguments lost their power. Tension dissolved before it could grow, and respect, real respect, found its way back into his life. Because silence does something words cannot. It reveals truth. It exposes intention. It gives clarity. Andre learned a truth few ever master. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the presence of control. In silence, Andre began to grow. He listened more, observed more, understood more. He realized that most people speak to be heard, but few listen to understand. And because he listened, he saw what others missed. He noticed how emotions pass if you don't chase them, how anger fades when you don't feed it, how wisdom appears when the mind is still. Silence became his teacher, and patience became his strength. Over time, life began to shift. People trusted him more. His words carried weight because he used them sparingly. When he finally spoke, people listened, because silence gives meaning to words. Andre no longer needed to prove himself. He no longer needed to win arguments. He no longer needed validation. He had found something far greater, inner peace. Not every battle deserves your voice. Some deserve your silence. The strongest person in the room is often the quietest. When you stop reacting, you start leading. Silence is where wisdom waits. Andre understood one final truth. Silence does not mean acceptance of injustice. It does not mean fear. It does not mean surrender. It means choice. The choice to respond with intention. The choice to act with clarity. The choice to master yourself before trying to control the world. And that mastery changed everything. If this message touches you, if it teaches you something important, please do me a favor. Subscribe to Awaken Greatness. Like this video as a commitment to your growth. Share it with someone who needs this reminder. Because greatness awakens the moment you start being silent instead of proving yourself.